Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A rocky transition from the record highs to the November cold, and that means gusty storms tonight. We'll show you what it'll mean for our morning commute.
A Wayne County family bought this home a year ago and then lost it in a fire. And days later, thieves stole what little was left behind.
You know, leaving your home in the middle of the night and already dealing with that loss, and just to know that someone had come in and been looking through everything.
The family is hoping some family heirlooms will be returned as police investigate.
I'm Mara McDonald. Tonight, the Trump campaign is telling us that it is filing a new lawsuit in Michigan in federal court. This is different than what it has already done. We're talking to the experts tonight to break it down.
All right, Mara, but we begin with breaking news just in from Pontiac, where a car crashes into a lake.
And deputies believe an elderly couple is inside that submerged car. Tim Pamplin on the scene tonight with the night cam. Tim.
Dive teams have been out here on the scene all evening. This is Terry Lake, just north of downtown Pontiac. Reports of a vehicle going into Terry Lake with 2 occupants inside. Family members are on the scene talking to police. Now, here's what we're hearing. Family members say the driver may have had a medical condition that caused him to lose control, maybe black out, and drive his vehicle into Terry Lake here. It's been underwater about 4 hours now. Dive teams, like I say, been on the scene. They have now located the vehicle, placed that buoy on the car, and then the tow truck drivers moved in using the divers to attach the tow rope to that submerged vehicle and try and remove the vehicle. I'm being told there are several other vehicles in the lake, but divers believe this is the one they're looking for. Here's Oakland County Sheriff's Lieutenant Stephen Dooley.
Upon arrival, the vehicle was already fully submerged. The Sheriff's Office dive team was immediately called out, and they are in the process now of trying to locate the vehicle.
So back out here now, the tow truck has managed to get the vehicle to the shoreline. Again, 2 people, I'm being told, an elderly couple. The driver may have had a medical condition, lost control, and drove straight into Terry Lake here in Pontiac. That is the scene in Pontiac tonight with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Okay, Tim. Another day of record warmth, and now Ben is tracking storms moving in.
Let's see what we can expect here overnight, Ben.
Yeah, Devin and Kim, we're going to go from temperatures today, which were in the mid-70s, to lows tonight in the 40s, and dropping that far that fast. That's going to mean a transition, and that's what we've got out there tonight. Here's Storm Tracker 4. We've been watching this main line of storms on the west side of the state. Still severe thunderstorm watch out around Lansing. That does not extend to us. We do anticipate that it starts to weaken, but even the stuff that's over top of us now, pretty gusty showers there across a lot of the metro and south zone, that will start to slowly move to the east, and that storm line will come in from the west. Not a ton of lightning out there right now. You can see a couple strikes at best, and right now actually 0. So as we take a look at what's to come later on tonight, you can see some of those wind gusts, 35, 40 miles per hour up there towards Saginaw. We do expect the winds to peak around midnight and then decrease a little bit as we head towards morning. Timing it out, though, we will be seeing that main line come through again in the next couple hours. Some lingering showers behind that. They should be maybe gusty at times, but not quite as potent as that first line. And then most of this stuff is out of here just after sunrise tomorrow morning. As far as the bottom line, well, we're going to see this at least through 3 a.m. for the stronger storms moving west to east. And it is strong gusty winds that's the main threat that we're watching. Should stay below severe limits, but again, some of these could get to the 45 mile per hour range. We'll talk more about that and the cold air behind it coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. The state reporting 6,473 new cases of the coronavirus, and that is a new daily record.
The newest round of numbers included 84 additional deaths, with 59 of the deaths within the previous 24 hours, making it the deadliest day in months. During a news conference, Governor Gretchen Whitmer says she's looking into what steps to take as cases spike across the state.
Scary as the spring was, these numbers are worse than what we were seeing in the spring, and we are seeing our hospitals start to fill up.
With case numbers rising, tonight Farmington Public Schools voted to have elementary schools remain with remote learning until at least January 11th.
Tonight, the Trump campaign is taking its election fight to federal court. The legal team threatening a new lawsuit that includes dozens of affidavits claiming counting irregularities in Wayne County, for example, and concern over the software that was used in Antrim County, along with many other places. Mara McDonald live in Troy tonight with more on this. This is a different move than the prior lawsuits and actions we've seen, Mara.
Devin, I want to be really clear. We have yet to see the actual lawsuit filing. It hasn't come up or been refreshed in the federal court system yet. That said, we were on a press call tonight with the Trump campaign detailing what this latest strategy is, and they are taking their fight out of the state courts, essentially, into the federal court.
The campaign says it's filing this lawsuit in federal court in Grand Rapids, and it's alleging equal protection violations in Wayne County.
The complaint is based on affidavits showing that designated challengers were denied meaningful observation as required by law, that our poll watchers suffered illegal and official intimidation, interference, harassment.
The campaign has 100 signed affidavits making claims of irregularities in Wayne County. It also questions the accuracy of the software used across the state. It asks a federal judge to stop the certification of Michigan ballots by the canvassing boards. Now, we consulted those at Plunkett Cooney who specialize in election law. They describe this lawsuit as one tough uphill climb.
It's completely possible that there's a reasonable explanation for the things that these affiants witnessed, but we're really just going to have to see how this plays out. But ultimately, and coming back to your original question, the likelihood of actual success and defining success by changing the result of the nationwide election is very, very, very low.
Back here live, to be clear, the Trump campaign's legal maneuvers here in Michigan so far have been unsuccessful. And I think it is important to point out that Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson describes our presidential election here as smooth, secure, transparent, and accurate. We're live in Troy tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
You got it. All right, Mara. We'll let you get out of the rain, which showed up just in time for your live report. I know. All right, Mara.
Is it coming down, too? Well, while speaking today in Delaware, President-elect Joe Biden made it clear his team is moving ahead with the transition and had this to say when asked about President Trump's refusal to concede the election.
I just think it's an embarrassment, quite frankly. The only thing that, how can I say this tactfully? I think it will not help the president's legacy.
Well, Biden says he doesn't think legal action will be needed to force a transition and believes Republicans will eventually accept the results of the election.
A couple in Grosse Pointe Woods who had just celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary is now back in a childhood home after losing their place in a fire.
While the family and their dog escaped, days after the fire, thieves ransacked what was left of the property. As Priya Mann explains, the theft included priceless family heirlooms.
This was a very well thought out and planned violation. It wasn't a spur of the moment thing, and that just, man, it wrenches your gut.
Bruce Ferguson says the family's safe was stolen with their passports, cash, and jewelry inside.
Some of the things that were stolen were my mom's jewelry that had been passed down from my grandmothers who have passed away. They're not going to get anything for it, but it's worth something to us.
The Ferguson's home caught fire just days before Halloween. That night around 11, Bruce was asleep. His wife went to the kitchen when she smelled smoke. She asked Olivia, who was in the basement, if she was burning a candle. And when they went to investigate, they discovered the garage was on fire.
When I got outside, you could see flames pouring through the garage windows. I mean, black smoke billowing up into the sky. And at that point, I thought, oh, we're probably going to lose everything right now.
Boy, I won't forget it. It's partly like you're watching a movie. It's very surreal.
Days after the fire, police told them they'd been robbed. While damaged windows were boarded up, police told them thieves got in through a locked window.
Just to know that someone had come in and been looking through everything when we were in that vulnerable state, it was really shattering.
Thieves even made their way to the basement where they discovered Bruce's gun collection in a locked room.
But man, I turned to the detective and started apologizing because all I could think of was, these guns that were now going to be flowing illegally into the system. And it's a heavy burden.
The family is now staying with Bruce's father-in-law. They're hoping the people who stole from them will return their beloved items the fire didn't destroy.
You have my grandma's cross necklace. Just, you know, leave that on the porch, and that's good enough for me.
Now, while the family has insurance, they escaped this fire with just the clothes on their back. They have set up a GoFundMe account. If you'd like to help, we have that information on clickondetroit.com. As for the cause of the fire, investigators believe it might be electrical, having something to do with the garage door opener. They're asking anyone with information on the thieves who ransacked this home to give them a call. Reporting live tonight from Grosse Pointe Woods, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah, okay, Priya, thanks.
Family of a Lansing man hit and killed by a suspected drunk driver gathered today to honor his memory. 23-year-old Davion Rose was one of 2 construction workers hit and killed Saturday on I-94 in Ypsilanti Township. Family says Rose served 4 years in the Army before returning home last December. The other man killed in the crash was his longtime friend. His aunt says she saw him just hours before he died.
He told me, I love you, I'll be back. And now I'll never see him again. We looked up to him so much. He was our hero, role model. Even though he's not here, he will forever be with us.
Police have identified the driver as 29-year-old Ryan Musselman of Belleville. She's now charged with 2 felony counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. A Belleville man charged in the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer is now out of jail.
Today, 38-year-old Sean Fix posted a $250,000 bond and was released. This is video of his arraignment last month at the Antrim County Jail. Fix is facing firearm and terrorism charges and has pleaded not guilty. Still ahead, Amazon issuing a warning about one of the hottest holiday gifts.
Yeah, why anyone ordering the new Xbox system could be a little disappointed come Christmas morning.
And a family's van is swallowed by a sinkhole. What caused the sinkhole and why it could happen again?
But first, dash cam video from inside a patrol car shows how an officer rescues a driver involved in a fiery crash on I-75 in Oakland County. Next.